Welcome back to Tea Time with a Technology Advisor, Scott Osborne. We are doing HTS DP Part 2. In our first video, we talked about how HTS DP can come from waste heat boiler leaks, or it can sometimes come from increasing throughput, and maybe the reactor internals like the distributors or the outlet collectors might not be designed for it. But if you already are in a situation where you have high DP in your HTS reactor, what are your options?
Well, first off, you have to say HTS DP 3 times fast. And if you can do that, we can go to the next part. But
I
there's three
can't do
options.
it.
Keep running, dump and replace, or just do a skim on the top.
I think dump and replace is a pretty straightforward option. For keep running, what are some things to think about?
Well, first off, it's important to understand what's really causing the issue. If you have an ongoing waste heat boiler leak, then and you can confirm it, then you can expect DP is going to continue to rise. And if you fix the leak, then hopefully your DP steadies out and you can keep running. Typically, we'll see something like a hockey stick rate increase on DP once you hit around the 35 to 45 psi level. So as your DP is climbing, keep in mind that you might reach a point where the slope of your DP rapidly increases and you're going to be forced to shut down and replace maybe before you're ready.
Good point. Nobody ever likes an unplanned turnaround. So what are some considerations when you are thinking about if you should go for a skim or not?
Well, the point of the skim is going to be to find the source of the increased DP and remove it. So if you have pressure taps in your vessel, this is going to be helpful to check where in the vessel the DP is. And if it's in the bottom, then you're likely going to need to replace everything. If you only have DP in the top, however, then you could potentially skim it out. Now, there's always a risk, though, of entering that vessel and you potentially create additional fines or issues doing so. And so, for instance, if your catalyst is 6 years old, a skim really might not be a good idea. But if it's 1 year old and showing strong activity, then you might be a good candidate for a skim after all.
Thank you. In addition, make sure you talk to your catalyst vendor if you
Of course.
decide to go to the skim route, because your catalyst vendor can make recommendations on the maximum volume of catalyst to remove to still ensure you have adequate activity remaining in your HTS reactor so that you can keep on running satisfactorily after the skim.
Absolutely. You really don't want to take too much out and end up in a worse position. So thanks, Karen.
Thank you,
Cheerio.
Scott. Cheerio.